Chapter 2. The nightmare continues. We finally settled back in Kenya in 2005. I had hoped things would change for the better, but they escalated, getting even worse. The betrayals took on a different intensity, and the abuse got worse. I was on my home turf, and I knew there were many more people I could talk to about the entrapment of my marriage. My husband wanted to live in Kenya like he was still in Britain. The criticisms of Kenyans, the road rage, the racist comments and lack of respect for me and Kenyans became too much for me to bear. I kept thinking, not in my own home country. How could I let this carry on? And the affairs continued. Enough is enough. One morning, after another betrayal, tears, fights, anger, criticisms, pain, the begging for love and peace, and the never-ending betrayals, I was jolted into my reality. After years of trying everything in my power to hold it together, I woke up from the nightmare. This cannot be how marriage was meant to be. This was not going to be how my daughter and I lived the rest of our lives. Not in the way I had known it for the last 17 years. From being dull with shock, I emerged with explosive anger. When there had been betrayal in the past, I'd worked hard to patch it up, forgiven and gone on with our lives. I had tried mediation on 2 occasions and a physical separation, but nothing had worked. We always came back to square one. I had always hoped, not just for me, but for our daughter. My life could not fall apart. I couldn't let it. It would destroy everything I had ever believed in and known to be true about family. But this time, my despair could go no deeper. I knew without a shadow of a doubt that I had reached the end of my road in trying with a marriage. I made the decision to file for divorce. This was the hardest, worst, horrifically difficult, back and forth, life-changing event and decision I have ever made. The following Sunday in church, in my heart, I let go of my marriage vows. I couldn't stop sobbing throughout the service. I had finally come round to accepting that I was not going to have the happily ever after family life after all. And God, I cried and prayed, please forgive me. The next step was to let him know that I had made the decision to get a divorce. Little did I know the volatile waters I was treading on were waiting to explode, firmly closing the doors to any negotiations on marital reconciliation.